Once upon a time, there was a thriving village nestled on the edge of a dense, shadowy forest. Life in the village was peaceful. The people lived in harmony, and at the heart of their community stood a beautiful temple. Every day, the villagers gathered there to offer their prayers. At the temple's entrance hung a large bronze bell that echoed across the village whenever prayers were held. One fateful night, a thief crept silently into the temple. Seizing the moment, he stole the bell and vanished into the forest. As the thief ran deeper into the woods, the stolen bell swung wildly, sending out loud metallic chimes that echoed through the trees. The haunting sound reached the ears of a tiger prowling nearby. Curious, the tiger began to follow the noise. Exhausted from running, the thief stopped to catch his breath beneath a tree. Just then, the tiger sprang from the shadows, pounced on the thief, and killed him. The bell slipped from his lifeless hands and fell to the forest floor. The next morning, a troop of monkeys stumbled upon the fallen bell. Intrigued by its shine and sound, one monkey picked it up. Soon the others gathered, drawn to the bell's enchanting tone. They began to play with it, ringing it joyfully. Night after night, the forest echoed with the mysterious chime of the bell. But to the villagers, who had no idea what was happening, the strange sound in the dead of night was terrifying. As days passed, fear grew. Whispers spread. Who was ringing the bell deep in the forest, and why only at night? Determined to uncover the truth, the villagers chose a brave young man and sent him into the forest. When he reached the spot where the sound seemed to come from, he discovered a human skeleton, the remains of the thief. Shocked and terrified, the young man ran back to the village. In panic, he declared that a ghost haunted the forest, one that killed people and rang the bell at night. The villagers believed him without question. Fear spread like wildfire. One by one, people began abandoning their homes, fleeing the village in search of safety. When the king of the land heard that villagers were fleeing in fear of a ghost haunting the forest, he was deeply concerned. To restore peace, he made a public announcement. Whoever drives the ghost away shall receive a generous reward. Among those who heard the proclamation was an old woman from the same village. She was frail, lived alone, and had no source of income. The promise of a reward lit a spark of hope in her heart. If I can solve this mystery, she thought, I'll be able to spend my remaining years in comfort. Though fear gripped her at first, she soon gathered her courage. There must be a logical explanation behind these mysterious bell sounds, she reasoned. I'll uncover the truth myself. That very night, the old woman ventured into the forest alone. She hid behind a tree and carefully observed her surroundings. Before long, she spotted a group of monkeys joyfully playing with a bell, ringing it again and again. A smile crossed her face as the mystery unraveled. The next day, she returned to the village with a clever plan. Marching confidently to the king's court, she said, Your Majesty, I can rid the forest of this ghost, but to perform a special ritual, I'll need some money for certain offerings. Intrigued and hopeful, the king agreed and gave her the funds she requested. Using the money, the old woman bought peanuts, fruits, and sweets. Then she returned to the forest, carefully arranged the treats beneath a tree, and hid nearby, waiting patiently. Soon the monkeys arrived. Delighted by the feast, they rushed toward the food, abandoning the bell as they munched and played. Seizing the moment, the old woman quietly crept up, grabbed the bell, and slipped away without making a sound. She walked straight to the palace and presented the bell to the king. Your Majesty, she said with a proud smile, the ghost has left the forest forever. The villagers are safe now. The king examined the bell closely and recognized it immediately. It was the same one stolen from the village temple long ago. Amazed by the old woman's wisdom and bravery, the king rewarded her handsomely. Her sharp mind had not only saved the village, but restored peace to the land. From that day on, the mysterious ringing of the bell was never heard again. Peace returned to the village, and the people lived happily, no longer haunted by fear. But if we listen closely, this story offers us 3 powerful life lessons. Lessons that can help us live more wisely and peacefully. Don't believe in rumors without question. In the story, the villagers believed the young man's words without knowing the truth. His fear turned into panic, and that panic spread like wildfire. People began abandoning their homes based on nothing more than hearsay. This happens often in real life. We hear something, assume it's true, and react without thinking. The story reminds us to pause, question, and investigate before believing anything. Blind belief leads to fear, but truth brings clarity. Every problem has a solution, if faced with intelligence. While others were terrified, the old woman chose to think instead of panic. Using her wisdom, she uncovered the truth behind the bell's sound. Her calm and clever approach helped her solve a problem that had frightened an entire village. In our lives, challenges come in many forms. If we react in fear, they seem overwhelming. But if we approach problems with a calm mind and clear thinking, just like the old woman, we often find simple solutions. Patience and intelligence are our greatest tools. Lesson 3. Most fears are just imagination. The villagers were terrified of a ghost, but the ghost never existed. It was only in their minds. When the old woman gathered the courage to face the unknown, she discovered the truth. It was just monkeys playing with a bell. This teaches us that many of our fears are imaginary. The more we run from them, the more power they gain over us. But when we confront them, we realize they were never as big or as real as we thought. In the end, this story shows us that life will always bring problems and moments of fear, but we have a choice. We can run from challenges, or we can face them with courage and wisdom. A peaceful life isn't about avoiding difficulties. It's about overcoming them with strength, patience, and a clear mind.